Hi, we are here today with Joyce Hughes, our buddy. We are so thrilled to have Joyce here. We are in part of the Quilt Week that we've been doing, and you're going to be back next year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You got me on film. I guess.
That was the method, Joyce.
Now I'm tied.
Joyce
Sorry,
is
but-
one of the most wonderful quilt professional free motioners that I've ever met. She has, seriously, I mean that. She is an author, and she is a designer where she designed her wonderful panels. And I know, Nick, you're going to get some beautiful
Shots
pictures
of
them.
on the wall behind us here.
So,
Yes.
Joyce, what do you like most about Quilt Week and what you've been doing here?
Well, especially after COVID, being together again. I mean, just the personal touch again, hearing the laughter, hearing people talk to each other, but more getting the students to learn and feel comfortable with what they're doing. You know, everyone, is at a different pace if they're learning, but they're all doing it. They're all doing it and all enjoying
I
it.
don't see anybody nervous anymore.
No.
When you first start this, sometimes you're a
Oh,
little
yeah.
nervous when you do the first. Think
Yeah.
about the first time you were doing your handwriting.
Yeah,
Well, they
it's
don't teach that
exactly.
anymore.
We don't remember that far back, Mom.
We don't have cursive anymore. No.
Well,
but
these ladies are doing great.
and that's what it is, and the comfort of them learning, and having fun with it.
Can you
Having
show
fun.
us on this beautiful brother?
Sure.
XP Luminaire.
Yes.
What you are doing?
Actually, what we're at the step right now of where we're adding the base stitching. So we're not really into the heavy part of the thread painting right now, but we free motion quilted the first thing this morning, and now we're adding the base stitching for the leaves. And then after that, we're then going to be adding overlay to the leaves and then add an additional thread painting on top. So it's a process that we're going to be doing through the day. So this is the first step of it. And
This is one of the.
that's the finished.
Oh wow.
That's the finished piece. So you can see the big difference between this leaf here that I'm working on now and to with that, how it's finished. It really changes it up.
Yeah, it really
But
does.
the first step that we're doing is with the zigzag stitch. So I'm doing a zigzag in free motion. When I always get asked that, like you can do a zigzag in free motion. It's like yes. So I'm just adding some more base stitching again, just the base, and adding some detailing, giving some color. But most important with this process, this step, is flattening out the quilt and making sure that it stays nice and flat for when we go to add the additional layers. I'm not going to have any puckering or pleating in my fabric, and it's going to stay nice and flat for us. So again, that's the first step.
Absolutely beautiful.
And and then
First step of many steps.
First step of many steps to make it look like the final.
One of the things that Debbie had told me about before you came, and this is my daughter Debbie. I think most of you know. I think I introduced you. If I didn't, sorry.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
But I see your name on these panels.
I do.
So
I
excited.
do. They're now copyrighted on there because these are actual photographs that I've taken from my garden. And
that's
then I now get them taken and printed on fabric. A lady does them for me. We alter the pixels and digitalizing of it and all that. She does that for me so that the material is one that we can thread paint on it, but also the photograph still remains sharp, and you get the detailing of it.
Stunning. I mean, they're
So,
absolutely
and
stunning.
now we have them forever. And the other, like I don't have to worry about them going out of print. A fabric company not being able to print them anymore, and it makes it more personal because nowhere these only come with me. So
And I love that it's from your garden.
It's
because
very
I've
personal
known
from my
her
garden.
for quite a while, and
Yeah.
one of the first things that impressed upon you first was your dog, the love of dogs.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you got
My
the cute
Ellie
little-
comes up.
And then it was your garden.
My garden.
And how you always had that.
I honestly, I loved gardening. I always have as a child to still now.
Yeah.
And I think that is what has helped play into this almost becoming a natural thing with where to add color or how to add color because it's
And-
nature.
And is your baby pet frog in the photo here somewhere?
You know what?
Is he hiding?
No. I do have my pet frog. Many people have said I
Mini baby.
need to do my frog.
Yes,
So,
you do.
Yeah. I
There's
do.
a
I have
whole-
great pictures of them. I
There's
really
a
do.
whole story behind
They
it.
find
and when
froggy
have to
friend.
come-
They have to come to hear it.
Quilt Week.
Yes, yes,
That's
to
a
hear
great
it. It's a
story.
personal story.
So,
Yes.
So during Quilt Week, gosh, we had 4 days before you got here, Joyce. We had 4 other classes, just different techniques of how to quilt. The first day was affectionately called strip and flip class. And then they had a lot of fun stripping and flipping and making quilting as you go quilts. That was really fun. And then they did the 1-inch magic quilts, and then they did the convergence. And the fourth day was a window pane class, doing a crazy quilt class. And we've been doing demonstrations about all kinds of quilting techniques and ruler work and free motion. But here's our last retreat. We saved the best for last, and no, we've had fun. We've had a fun group all week, and it's been really fun.
Great bunch of people. Right? I mean, really, and all different levels of just beginners who have been doing it for a while.
Which was amazing, because we went around the room before we started to see how many were beginners, and they went,
And they're all welcome. Everyone is welcome at our quilting because we want to get people excited about quilting.
Quilting, yes. And I think the beauty too of with thread painting is there is nothing wrong. You really can't do anything wrong. And when we leave tomorrow, there's going to be 20 different looking quilts. Everyone is going to have, and it's going to be personal to them, that's the beauty of this.
Yep, I agree.
well,
Very cool.
we want them to come and join us next week. It's always, or next year.
Well, next week too, but hey.
We'll get you the dates because we know that it's going to be in November. It's always in November. It's usually a little closer to Thanksgiving. This year we did it a little earlier. I don't know, can you hear me? Okay. And before we finish though, because this is our entrance to I don't know if you know, but I do these Thursday morning videos. And this is going to be previewing on there because we want to be able to have all our listeners see what we're about when we do some of these quilt events and what our Quilt Week is all about. But
Oh, I forgot to say, we did make a field trip down to the long arms, and we did have fun doing the robotics on the long arm yesterday. That was really fun, yeah.
so there's lots of little things that they're doing during the whole week. But before we leave, Joyce, can we show a few of your things? Her book, she's a renowned author.
She is.
My new book came out in October during COVID. So this one is more geared as like a quilt as you go with thread painting, and this is the finished quilt. Now this quilt is done. The actual quilt here is done with roll edge applique. So I cut all those little pieces. Hold this.
Yes.
And the pattern is complete in the book of all the pieces, which also can be done on your scan and cut. So that's the bonus of that. But since I have a good friend that prints my panels for me, I kept getting asked, because I'm known for my panels, where's the panel, where's the panel? So I was like, I better get a panel. So these are actually photographs of the 6 blocks before I thread painted it. So now you just have to then go and do it, follow the directions in the book with the threading, and you can do it without having to cut all the little pieces.
That's the middle panel right
The
there.
middle one, and now
hold
you
it up,
see the
Mom, right below
before and the after. And then that's and so we have, and actually the book, how it's described is to make it like this as, build as you go. Or you could do 6 individual projects. Just do them individual, and how the quilt is laid out is this is your garden, and then it goes to spring flowers, summer, fall, winter, and then winter. So it goes around the seasons.
Oh, it's just
So
wonderful.
that's-
Really,
and
really
that's-
wonderful.
And then here's some of the other.
Individual. Oh, yeah.
individual
I'm going to
panels
move out so
that,
you can see these. They're just stunning.
I get
Joyce.
printed from the garden photographs again.
Look at her hummingbird. She always asks when she comes to our house.
The hummingbirds, I noticed
Yeah,
it this
I know.
morning.
It's just
Yeah,
great.
this one does not. Okay, no, it does have it on my name there. So this is another,
Wow, look at the butterfly.
and that's then the finished
beautiful.
project.
Yeah. Absolutely stunning.
So you can see there, it's a perfect what the threads are doing to the quilt.
Really, really amazing. Well,
Very
Joyce, we know you're going to have new things next year too.
Oh
right?
yeah, there's new ones coming out all the time.
mean,
I
these are
actually have a
new.
bunch of ones that are in mid to be printed, but I haven't had them
that's just
printed
great.
yet.
So maybe we'll sign off here by asking the all of the class to give us a big. Okay, let's go over here.
Here.
I guess I have to have a microphone in order to get the
was it?
class's attention. It's on Joyce.
Oh, it's on Joyce.
Right. You can tell we're doing this right in the middle of the class. Okay, let's as we sign off, we want everybody, as we sign off, let's have everyone here in the room tell us what we think of Joyce and her class.
So far.
We didn't really prompt them either.
No pressure.
Thanks,
ladies.
everyone. We hope we'll see you next year in November. Thanks, everyone.